Scorpio. So, Alicia's spread, a friend of mine made this up. Where you're at the moment, we're going to build on this with separate cards. Feeling studious about something new, learning something new. The good kid in the class. Messages. Ooh, two pentacles right out the back. Your current expectations. You want to grow something into security, to look after yourself and others. You want to make something kind of solid and earthy. The unexpected is the Three of Cups and the Four of Cups. That's interesting coming out together. Sort of an offer of friendship or community that you're not sure whether you want to take. The advice. God, another pentacle. Cups and pentacles. All the royals coming out. The Queen of Pentacles. So make yourself very high status. Look after yourself. Think about being paid fairly. Valuing your work. The way you look. The way your home looks. And where it's all going. Can you hear the barking deer in the background of the sun? Oh, the sun's coming up. Oh, wow. Judgment, an epiphany, an understanding about something. Oh, so beautiful. See if you can see it. There it comes, the sun. Right, let's build on these. In a way, I should just sit here and watch the sun because I'm going to get distracted now. So, Page of Pentacles goes with the Ace of Swords. New beginnings, this youthful energy, and this ace, this new clear thought that might unlock something for you that's very positive. Your expectations with the King of Pentacles is the Ace of Cups, another ace. Wow. You feel that you're going to love the way that this makes you feel. This new venture that you're starting on, and you want to share it with others with the King of Pentacles. 3 cards for the unexpected is the King of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Two of Cups. All cups and pentacles at the moment. Oh no, we've got one sword. So the unexpected is with this offer of community that you're not sure whether to take or not. It might be a new love with the Two of Cups, and it might make you feel really confused or something that you feel very loving about, because the King of Cups particularly this deck has two. One where he's kind of got all these broiling emotions on his shirt, and the other where she's allowing it to pass through her. So I think that there might be a lot of emotion around this new love, and yet right in the middle of it, the Nine of Cups, this incredibly beautiful, it's almost like wish fulfillment, sense of you coming into your own, this beautiful Fan of Cups. Okay, so emotion, the unexpected is an awful lot of emotion. It's all cups so far in the unexpected. So lots and lots of new feelings that you're not expecting. The advice with the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the Nine of Pentacles to go with your Nine of Cups. Appreciate yourself for how brilliant you are. Think about all that you've achieved. Really enjoy this moment where you're going to be very highly valued, and enjoy it. Just step into that. Realise that you've tamed that bird, that you are the real thing. You're in your garden. Enjoy. And where it's going, Judgment with the Ten of Cups and the Six of Swords. That's an interesting combination. So it sort of says there's a judgment and an epiphany. The Six of Swords takes you from uncomfortable emotional territory, it's the swords, but it sort of feels like you're taking yourself out of choppy waters into better waters. She's got an anchor here that she might put down on a little island, or is she leaving the island? Do you need some time on your own in an isolated space to sort of recalibrate, or are you leaving this lonely island? But either way, it's taking you towards what it is that's going to make you really happy and full of love. There's a lot of cards of emotional fulfillment here, but it feels quite somehow uncomfortable because you're not used to it, or it comes out of the blue. It's a surprise. Let's see. Hello, sun. Right. So we got the Ace of... Oh, no, too many. Ace of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Let's build on that. Where they're at the moment. Scorpio, Sunrise, people. The Hanged Man. So seeing things from a new perspective, perhaps because you're learning something new and you've got this new thought that's unlocking things positively for you. There's a sense in having to really change your perspective, and it might feel like it costs you something, but you need to see things from a completely different angle. Your current expectations with the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. And now we've got the Eight of Swords. You're worried that you might get all tied up in your emotions as this new love starts. I'm not quite sure I understand that. Let's take one more on that. The Four of Swords. So maybe you're resting and recovering from a sense of a time when you've been a little bit critical of yourself. That makes sense because you've got the Ace of Swords where you're at the moment. Perhaps previously you've been a bit critical of yourself, and now you're recovering from that into a new loving kind of open phase where you can look after yourself and others better. And then what's the unexpected? The Three of Wands now. With the Three of Cups, the Four of Cups, the Two of Cups. 2, 3, 4. The Nine of Cups and the King of Cups. Now we've got the Three of Wands, seeing further afield into some new emotional world that might be really satisfying for you. You're not sure whether to take that cup. Your advice with the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, these high value females, is now the Eight of Pentacles. Keep going on what you've always worked at. Maybe there is an artist here, because here we've got this artist working on a fox that's sort of coming to life. Let's just put that there. Maybe something that you've always worked on is really coming home to roost, and it's really good. And where it's all going, the Moon with the Judgment, the Ten of Cups and the Six of Swords. So a time, although there's an epiphany, it's going to be a time full of unconscious desires and feelings, and maybe a little bit murky initially because it's new. That's understandable because you're allowing in some new feelings. I'm not sure whether these are about one person, and I guess it's going to be different for everyone. So let's pull one more round, and then we're going to, oh no, maybe a couple more rounds. So, Ten of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, work getting a bit heavy for you here, being a bit workaholic, and that may be why you're looking at, in your current situation, new ways to do it, new ways to think about things in a positive way. Current expectations, two cards again. We've got the Empress and the Hierophant. You will create, you know you're going to create, and you know that you've got the strength to do that. Sorry, it's not the Empress, it's the Strength. Why did I see the Empress? So anyway, the Strength and the Hierophant, feeling you've got the strength to make things right. And the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles are quite similar, making things right for everybody in the community, despite things having been a bit hard, you having been a bit hard on yourself. And then where it's going, Five of Pentacles. So maybe this relates to your Four of Pentacles, because you've got all this new love being offered to you, but Five of Pentacles feels like it doesn't know where it fits. And maybe you're a bit surprised by these offers, and so there's a sense of, this is the unexpected. There's a sense of, I don't know if this is for me, I'm not sure, but advice is start again with death, be reborn. Don't let this stop you, because you are high value. Of course people want to give you all of this emotion or support because you are the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. You've been working on something beautiful. Maybe this is a new partnership and work. I don't know. And where it's going, the Six of Cups. This is beautiful with the Ten of Cups and the Judgment, the Moon, and the Six of Swords. There is a sense of things starting to get balanced for you. I mean, balanced and brought back into something that feels very whimsical and youthful and absolutely lovely. So one more comment from these beautiful cards. I can't remember what they're called. So where they're at, feeling a bit burdened with work, but having a new idea to do it. Yeah, burdened and potentially a bit defensive. So you're needing to think of new ways of going about things in your personal life or your work life that learn your lessons, so you can see things in a new perspective. The Four of Cups, Four of Coins in your expectations, which is keeping things the same, going along in the same way because you've had some success with this, and you can make things work for those around you, even though you want to keep feeling a love for this activity. You know you've got the strength and it feels morally right to stay in this current setup, even though sometimes there's a sense in which you're having to recover from feeling a bit self-critical or bound up in your thoughts. The unexpected. There's all this love that makes you, and this new horizon that makes you want to resist it in a way. The Queen of Swords. You're going to have to get really practical and make the right decision. Be honest with yourself. Don't be too misty-eyed. Get clear about these love offers that are being offered to you. And the advice is the Eight of Coins. So you've got that twice in your advice. Keep going with this work. It might be around work. Lots of Eight of Coins. You're very good at something, but we need you to value it really highly in order to start this new process with these high value pentacles. It's saying maybe you haven't valued how brilliant you are at something enough, and that's what people need to see. And where it's going, the Chariot, it's taking you on to a new mythic quest. The Chariot, the Six of Cups, the Judgment, the Ten of Cups. Yes, sometimes you're taking yourself out of murky water and it might feel a little bit like you don't quite know where you're going yet, but you are going somewhere on a mythic quest, and it's to do with self-value, I think. Let's have a look at an animal totem, apocryphy card for you. See if this pulls this together for us. Quantum jump. Feels a bit like that. So you think you're carrying on in the same way, but there's this sense of some new love offer or partnership that puts you into a higher value place. 36. Grasshopper. In physics, it is understood that a quantum particle, see if you can see that quickly. A quantum particle breaks down to the smallest particles that create the fabric of reality. A quantum particle is every version of itself at once, yet when a particle is observed, it becomes the vision of itself that is reacting to the observer's consciousness. This also applies to humans. In layman's terms, we are every version of ourselves, but our consciousness dictates what version of ourselves we choose to be. And maybe this is about you seeing yourself as more high value, accepting the kind of love and praise of other people, the partnership, the community, because you really do deserve it, but you need to step into that position where you see yourself as more valuable. Grasshopper's medicine jumps into your cards today and asks you to quantum jump into the highest version of yourself. You do this by assuming the identity and emotion of the self you want to be. It's in you to be the most fantastic version of you, and you just need to jump into it. Stand up straight, fix your posture, wake up early to pray, meditate and move. Eat foods that the most amazing version of yourself would eat. Dress the way the highest version of yourself dresses. Work like the version of you that you respect. Treat people the way highest versions of you treats people. This is very Queen of Pentacles, which is in your advice. It is saying be your most magnificent self. Take action towards goals in the same way that the version of you who is making big wins would take. Start loving yourself the way the version of you who is in love with themselves would treat themselves. So maybe this is sort of how you treat yourself, and then not being sure, but actually get logical about this. You deserve this. This card says that you can no longer identify with being a victim to circumstance. You are powerful and you create your own reality. Grasshopper's medicine asks you to choose to be the version of yourself that feels the most fulfilling right now. What you've been chasing this entire time is within you. Jump into that you that actualizes their potential. That brought it together beautifully. I think that you're aware that things can get a lot and maybe you're not paid enough, or you're taking too much responsibility, you're looking after too many people, or it feels a lot to look after yourself. You expect to keep going in that way, maybe with a bit of rest from moments of self-criticism and hopefully falling in love a bit more and being able to with what you're doing. But now we're being asked to accept a lot of self-appreciation, I think, and the way that that then brings others' appreciation, and that then revamps your life, and particularly around your work and what you do. If you don't work, what you do every day, to start being a more high-valued individual, which then gives way to real happiness that might feel, gosh, this is a huge epiphany, why didn't I do this before? And you might feel a little lost in it for a moment, but ultimately it puts you on this mythic quest of the chariot, which is wonderful. You looking very high value and driving off into these, could be split, maybe you're starting something new, but into these new realities that reflect better your value and your worth. See you again.